These are all of Khabib Nurmagomedov's professional MMA career finishes.
Сил-то уже не те. Можно бить, ну да, ну нокаут, а как?
Oh, as Gaethje goes back like he's dead. Khabib Nurmagomedov!
29 fights, 29 wins, and never a dull moment. Khabib Nurmagomedov was a once-in-a-lifetime fighter who ran through everyone put in front of him. He finished opponents left, right, and center, and in this video we're going to be looking back at every one of those dominant finishes. Khabib started his MMA journey in 2008, and with his mix of wrestling, judo, and combat sambo, he ran through his first few opponents with ease. In his MMA debut against Vuzal Bayramov, Khabib wasted no time in taking him down. And in just 2 minutes, he finished the fight with a triangle choke. A month later, Khabib entered the Pancration Atrium Cup, where he had to fight 3 opponents in one night. He dominated all of them on the mat and ended up winning his first big tournament. Khabib's rise picked up even more speed in 2009. In August that year, Khabib entered a small 4-man tournament where he had to fight twice in one night. In the semi-final, Khabib quickly dragged his opponent Saeed Ahmed to the ground and locked in a dominant position. From there, he rained down punches without a pause. The referee had no choice but to step in and save Saeed from more punishment. Khabib finished Eldar Eldarov in the finals and then went on to claim the 2009 Combat Sambo World Championship. In November 2009, Khabib stepped back into the MMA cage for his 7th pro fight against Shabulats Shamhalayev. As soon as the fight started, Khabib went straight for the takedown. But Shamhalayev was tougher than Khabib's previous opponents and managed to stop the first couple of takedown attempts. Khabib was relentless, however, and he ultimately got Shabulats to the ground, where he quickly took control. From there, it didn't take long before Khabib locked in an armbar and ended the fight. A year later, Khabib was back in M1 against Vitaly Ostrowski, and it only took 30 seconds for Khabib to take him down. Once on the ground, Khabib completely controlled Vitaly, almost finishing him with a tight-looking armbar. When that submission didn't fully connect, Khabib switched to plan smash, raining down heavy ground and pound to claim a well-earned stoppage victory. In his 10th MMA fight, Khabib went up against Alexander Agafonov, who gave him a tough start with a series of low kicks. But Khabib quickly adjusted and started turning the fight in his favor. Once the fight hit the ground, Khabib was in his world as he pressured Agafonov like a bulldozer. By the end of the second round, Agafonov was completely drained. And he decided to quit on the bench. Khabib kicked off 2011 in dominant fashion by signing with Pro-UFC, the top promotion in the post-Soviet region. His opponent was veteran Saeed Khalilov, a man with more than 25 fights to his name. Even though Khabib had far less experience, he didn't hesitate to put the veteran to the test with his elite wrestling. Once he got Khalilov on the ground, Khabib unleashed brutal ground and pound to wear him down. Within 4 minutes, Khabib locked in a slick Kimura to claim his 11th professional win in style. Less than a month later, Khabib was back in action against promotional newcomer Ashot Shaganyan, and this time he showed he was more than just a wrestler. Right from the opening seconds, Khabib came out swinging, channeling his inner Wanderlei Silva as he unloaded punches and rocked Ashot hard.
В ноги, но вот с ударкой беда.
Ashot dropped to Khabib's feet almost as if asking for mercy, but Khabib wasn't about to let him off the hook.
Знает, что ты будешь пробегать, пролезать в ноги, каким-то образом там пытаться.
Moments later, Khabib sealed the deal with a vicious knockout finish.
Ты уже не те. Можно бить, ну да, ну нокаут, а как?
In his third fight with Pro-UFC, Khabib went up against Kadzayek Abadzian, who opened strong, landing a sharp counter right out of the gate. But Khabib wasn't interested in a striking battle. He quickly shot for a takedown and brought the fight to his world. On the ground, Khabib first looked for an armbar. But when the angle wasn't there, he smoothly switched to a triangle choke and secured yet another impressive victory to add to his growing record. With 13 wins already to his name, Khabib next faced Khabib Nurmagomedov, who like so many before him, simply couldn't match Khabib's level. Nurmagomedov came out swinging wild haymakers right from the opening bell. But Khabib stayed calm and quickly shut him down by dragging the fight into a clinch and securing a takedown. From there, it was all Khabib. He smoothly worked his way into mount and then locked in a tight triangle choke, leaving Nurmagomedov with no choice but to tap. That made it 14 straight wins for Khabib. A few weeks later, Khabib kept his dominance rolling in Russia when he faced Vadim Vandulski, a Ukrainian combat sambo world champion making his MMA debut. Vandulski knew exactly what Khabib was going to try, but knowing and stopping it are two very different things, because he simply couldn't keep Khabib at bay. With little resistance in front of him, Khabib smoothly worked into his trademark position. He then set up the frame and locked in yet another triangle choke to score his 5th straight first round finish. Next up, Khabib took on Arimarcel Santos, a Brazilian veteran with nearly 3 times as many fights as Khabib, but that experience didn't help him much. Santos started strong, throwing a series of kicks and even shocking the crowd by shooting for a takedown himself. Khabib used the ropes to his advantage to stay up, but the move cost him a point. Once the action restarted, Khabib turned the tables and dropped Santos. He then landed a barrage of heavy ground and pound to seal his 16th professional victory in dominant fashion. With 16 wins and no losses on his record, Khabib signed with the UFC, bringing that Dagestani dominance to the big leagues. And in his first 7 fights, Khabib managed 3 finishes. In his debut against Kamal Shalarus, Khabib announced himself in the UFC with a dominant debut, finishing the veteran with a rear naked choke. In his 3rd fight against Thiago Tavares, Khabib showed his brutal ground and pound, smashing the Brazilian into a first round TKO. By his 7th fight against Daryl Horcher, Khabib had become the most feared lightweight, and he proved it once again by destroying the UFC newcomer with ground and pound.
But Horcher covering up, this could easily be stopped, and it wouldn't be a bad stoppage.
It is right there. It is all over. Khabib Nurmagomedov
With 7 wins on the bounce, Khabib had already cemented himself as the top contender in the lightweight division, but instead of him getting his long-awaited title shot, the opportunity went to Conor McGregor, who headlined UFC 205 against Eddie Alvarez. Khabib, meanwhile, was placed on the prelims against Michael Johnson, who took shots at Khabib by calling him a one-trick pony who hadn't evolved.
Khabib's been out of it for a little while as well. Where do you think he's the most dangerous, though? Do you think we'll see a new and different fighter than the last guy we saw?
No, I don't think we're gonna see a new Khabib. We haven't seen him progress his game at all. You know, he's just been a wrestler to take guys down and hold them and beat on them, and he's great at that. And you know, that's what he's great at. So I hope he's became great at other places or worked on his stand-up, and I hope he tries to test it out on me Saturday. You know, I'm looking forward to that one.
Once the cage door shut, Khabib didn't just defeat Michael Johnson, he completely dismantled him. Aside from eating one clean left hand, Khabib dominated every moment, dragging Johnson down in all 3 rounds and unleashing his trademark ground and pound. All the while, he calmly talked to his opponent, advising him that giving up was the smartest choice he could make. After nearly 3 rounds of a ground and pound clinic, Khabib sealed the deal by submitting Michael Johnson with a Kimura.
Should be it. Michael should tap or he's going to break his arm. He's going to break his arm.
It is all over. Khabib Nurmagomedov moves to 24-0.
Despite scoring a statement win, Khabib wasn't done for the night. Right after the win, he set his sights on Conor McGregor, sending a chilling warning to McGregor that he could no longer hide.
Beginning of the year, he tapped like chicken. End of the year, he fight for the title. Crazy. I wanna fight with your chicken because this is #1 easy fight in lightweight division.
Khabib's fiery UFC 205 interview sparked one of the ugliest rivalries in UFC history, and while McGregor himself stayed quiet at first, his close ally Artem Lobov kept the feud alive with constant trash talk.
В то время, когда Хабиб снимался уже 6 раз. Он снимается, у него там чуть-чуть заболело, у него там задница или еще где-то, он снимается. Вес не может даже сделать. И Конор настоящий чемпион. Хабибу до него.
Lobov paid the price for his cockiness outside the cage. Just days before Khabib's lightweight title fight against Al Iaquinta at UFC 223, Khabib cornered Lobov in a hotel lobby and slapped him a couple of times to make his point. Khabib's slap didn't sit well with McGregor, who went nuclear. He flew all the way from Dublin with an entourage and infamously attacked a fighter bus on UFC 223 Media Day, shattering windows, injuring several fighters, and forcing multiple bouts to be cancelled. After the bus incident, McGregor landed in jail, while Khabib went on to capture the lightweight's title. 6 months later, the grudge match was finally set for UFC 229. The build-up was nothing short of insane, as McGregor insulted Khabib at every opportunity.
My heart is black towards this man, towards his team, towards his people. I could truly see the inside of that man's head and smile. I don't give a fuck about him or his people. Like I said, there is way deeper shit than just a fight on Saturday night. So it is what it is. I'm here, I'm gonna settle this the noble way for myself and then see what happens after that.
It's his birthday.
I'm gonna go like
shine the bus. Happy birthday,
like,
shine the bus.
I don't drink.
Why don't you drink?
I don't drink.
Why don't you drink?
I never drink.
I'll tell you some buzz at parties.
I never drink.
You mad backwards cunt. You're dead when I get my hands on you, do you hear me?
Khabib was quiet for the most part, but he had the final say.
I wanna say Alhamdulillah, God give me everything. Alhamdulillah, I know you got this, you don't like this. Alhamdulillah, tomorrow night I'm gonna smash your boy, guys.
For the most part, Khabib chose silence during the build-up, saving his words for the fight itself. And when the cage door closed, he let his fists do the talking. Khabib dominated McGregor for as long as the fight lasted, taking him down early in the first round, before unleashing one of the most iconic ground and pound sequences in round 2. In round 4, Khabib sealed the rivalry with a neck crank, forcing the Irishman to tap within seconds.
He's got it. It's under the neck. There it is. Nope, it's on the chin.
There's the tap. Still undisputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov has finished Conor McGregor tonight.
In his second title defense at UFC 242, Khabib faced Dustin Poirier, who was riding a 6-fight unbeaten streak and coming off a huge win over Max Holloway. With his sharp boxing skills, dangerous leg kicks and strong BJJ, many saw Poirier as the man who could finally test Khabib, but Nurmagomedov wasn't the least bit intimidated.
He fight with only striking guys. He never fight with guy who all the time wrestling with him like my style. I think it's gonna be tough night for him. This is my opinion because he have to be ready. I'm gonna wrestling with him all night, make him tired and make him tough. This is my plan.
On fight night, Poirier came out firing, intent on giving everything he had. While Khabib controlled most of the bout on the ground, Poirier delivered a few heart-stopping moments, rocking the champ on the feet and nearly finishing him with a tight guillotine choke. But Khabib slipped free, reversed the momentum, and soon after locked in a rear naked choke to submit Poirier and preserve his perfect record.
Nurmagomedov under the chin, there's the tap! Khabib Nurmagomedov, 28-0!
After demolishing Poirier, Khabib faced his toughest test in Justin Gaethje at UFC 254, not just because of his next opponent, but due to a personal tragedy as Khabib's father and lifelong mentor, Abdulmanap, passed away prior to the fight. A loss many thought would break Khabib, but just 3 months later, he returned and displayed his talent to the world one final time.
My wrestling is never stop. My wrestling, I'm gonna keep forward. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna give him hard time, you know. I'm going to make him tired. I'm gonna take his soul. This is what I want.
Once the fight began, Khabib looked unstoppable as he chased down Gaethje like a madman, trading shots non-stop and never letting up. By the end of round 1, Gaethje was already exhausted, and in round 2, Khabib finished the job, locking in a triangle choke to secure another dominant win and further cement his legendary legacy.
Oh, as Gaethje goes back, he's tapping. It looks like he's tapped. Khabib Nurmagomedov, the eagle rises again.
After the fight, Khabib announced his retirement to put a befitting end to one of the greatest MMA careers of all time, finishing with a perfect record of 29 wins and 0 losses. Is Khabib Nurmagomedov the GOAT of the sport? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and check out 30 UFC knockouts which completely shocked the world.